Okay, it's recording.
Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is I want you guys to really, we kind of talked about this individually with everybody, but I kind of want everybody to really dig deep for your why. Okay, your why is the biggest thing that you it's the only thing that's going to keep you going. Okay, when times get tough, when days are the lowest they can be, the hurdles, all the stuff that you are that happen in life, the only thing that's going to get you through is your why. So we need to really dig deep. Okay, it can't be vague like I just need to make money. It needs to be deep of why. Why do you deserve to make the money? What would change your life if you could do it? Or it can't be as big as I want to help people. Well, why do you want to help people? It needs to hit deep to the core. And if it doesn't hit deep to the core, then every hurdle you're going to come across is going to sink you further and further down. Okay, and there may come a time you won't recover from those hurdles if your why is not strong enough. It was the only thing that has got me through the last 2 years was my why being so deep that my children deserve my husband to be home more. My children deserve their dad to be around more. My husband deserves to not have to work all the time and put in these 14-hour days and going all over the country to be able to work. My kids deserve it. I deserve to not be a single mom. That is my why. And you want to know what? It's the only thing that has gotten me over every single one of those hurdles. So I need you guys to think about what your why is and why it's going to hit you to the core. Because it's going to be very, very important. Because we're going to have really high highs in this company and this line of business, and we're going to have super low lows. And our lows can knock us back days, months, weeks, years, whatever. But we need to be able to pick ourselves back up and shake it off and be able to keep going. So that is one thing that you guys need to really dig deep is find your why. Okay, the second thing that I want you guys to think about before you ask questions tonight is I want you guys to think about what is going to make a difference for your family. Okay, if money is a thing and if money is the reason that you're doing this and you need the income, how much income is going to make a difference? Is it only $500? Is it $1,000? Is it $1,500? Is it $2,000 a month? Okay, you need to really decide if the money is the reason that you're doing this. You need to decide how much money every month, because then we can direct you in the direction that you need to go and how to build your business to be able to make that income every month. Okay, our company is not set where you are guaranteed an income every month. Obviously, it depends on what your team is doing. It depends on the progress you're making. But we do have guidelines for each rank of how much you're going to make. So if we know how much you need a month, we can say, okay, then you need to be at gold, or you need to be at senior gold, or you need to get to ruby to be able to make that income happen. And then we base on how much time you're going to be able to put into this. Okay, that's the third thing I want you to think about. How much time do you have in a day to dedicate to this? Okay, not everybody has the 6 to 7 hours like Lisa is committing every day to sit down in front of her computer. Plus she works at night when everybody answers. Okay, so that is not something everybody has. I did not make that time before Lisa came around. Okay, but I recommend an hour. Okay, but we call it the power hour. But that power hour does not have to be a full hour at a time. That power hour can be 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the middle of the day, the rest of the time when everybody goes to bed. Okay, so you need to decide, are you going to put in that full hour, or are you going to be able to do more hours, or are you going to be able to do what you want to do? Everybody that has made it in this company has said they were able to put this in the nooks and crannies of their day in with their phone in their hand at any place at any time. So don't make this complicated. Make it as simple as possible for you, because if you make it too complicated, you're going to scare yourself away. And fear is the only thing you have to fear, is fear itself. Okay? And a lot of times any objections that we throw out at ourselves is created by ourselves. Okay? I can't do that because I don't know how. Well, let's figure out how. I can't do that because I don't have the time. Okay, well, let's find some time. It does take sacrifice. They talk about in this business that your family is your shareholders. So if a huge goal is something that you're looking for, you need to get your shareholders on board, which doesn't mean that they need to be sitting here side by side working with you. But they need to understand that mom or dad is going to be unavailable at the moment, or unavailable for this time frame every day, so that they can do this, so that it can benefit the family X, Y, and Z. Okay, so that is super important, to make sure your family is on board and to know, this is my goal and this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to get there. I really need some support, and talk it over with them, and see where they stand, see how they feel. My husband was super skeptical of this at the very beginning, and he just kind of rolled his eyes at me until my pay started to roll in on a regular basis, and I was able to start paying the car payment, and I was still paying for my products, like the fact I hadn't had to pay my products from day one, and all of that kind of stuff. Then he started to see. And then he started to see the growth that we've had just recently. And he's done. He does not want to work for the rest of his life. He's so determined to support me in whatever way, shape, or form he can, because he does not want to be working in the labor field forever. Now, that doesn't mean my husband's not going to work all the time, because I'm pretty sure if he was home with me 24/7 during the day, at night, everything, we'd kill each other. I'm pretty dang sure of that. And he would probably agree with you. But he wants to be able to he's an electrician, and he wants to get out of being in the labor field. He wants to be more in the office, or he wants to go get a job that he can do just because he loves to do it, instead of a job that's bringing in the income for us to survive. Okay, so he is on board finally. It took months of getting him to not be a skeptic and go, well, why is so-and-so climbing to the top and you're stuck here and you're not going here? Trust me, I've heard it all from him. Okay, and I've had to get it out of his head not to talk to me like that. I'm like, you're not helping. Like, encourage me. Keep your comments to yourself, because those aren't helping. Those are like killing me over here. So that's what I'm saying. Talk to your family. Get them on board. Let them understand what it's going to take for you to do what it is you want to do in this business. And if all it is to get your products paid for, great. We can help you get your products paid for. Okay? It is pretty simple. It does take work, but it doesn't take as much work as building an actual business. If you are wanting to build a business of a side income, then that is feasible too. If you want to go all the way in and jump all the way in and make this to be a career and a lifestyle and make it to the top, let's link arms and do it. There is every way, shape, or form to everybody can fit into this business. Whether, like I said, you're getting your products paid for, you're just making it a side gig where it's dabbling your feet in there and you're helping people as they come along, and this, that, or the other. Or if you really want to retire your husband or yourself, or make an income so you guys can travel, or make it so that your kids can do stuff, extracurricular activities, or, pay for missions or weddings or whatever it is, this business is for you, because you can make it in your lifestyle and make it work however you want it to, depending on your dedication and determination. Okay, the other thing we need to make sure of too is The thing that changed my world 6 months ago, okay, is I felt really down. I was in a very, very dark place with this business. And I was determined that I was going to make things work, but I was at a very hard standstill and a very breaking point for myself. I began to not believe in myself, and I began to not believe in what I was doing. And I had to do some soul searching, and I had to make it so that I could keep going. Hey guys, go let your sister in, please. And so I talked to one of my uplines, Erin Bush, amazing woman, love her to death. Guys, I can't wait for you to get to know Erin. And she gave me some tough love, and she said that I needed to. She gave me some things that I needed to do, and then we read a book as a whole team called The Secret Code of Success by somebody St. John. I can't remember what his first name is. Anyway, okay, so that book changed my world because chapter 4 is called Affirmations. You guys have all heard of affirmations, right? Where you write down positive statements that you want your brain to begin to believe, right? Mm-hmm. Well, if you take those statements, a lot of times statements are hard for our brain to believe, especially if you doubt yourself. And if you doubt yourself, then you can't believe those statements, right? Well, affirmations are taking it and switching around your affirmation statements and putting them into questions. Your brain will find the answer to every question it is given, whether it's a positive answer or a negative answer. Oh, yeah. And it does not matter. Oh, yeah. So you want to switch it around so that you can so that you can think of the answers to these questions. And I promise you, if you change them to questions like, let's say, why am I successful? Why am I good at this business? Why do I believe in myself? Why am I a good leader? Why do I love myself? Like, even things about just yourself that has nothing to do with the business. If you use these, I promise you, your brain will find the answer. And then your brain will begin to believe them because it will find every answer it can to answer that question. And I promise you, you will find momentum in those statements. If you doubt yourself whatsoever, your affirmations are going to change periodically through this business. They're not always going to be the same. And I promise you, because I've seen it happen and I felt it work myself, if you do these, you will make it to whatever point you want to go and possibly beyond. Because once you get a team rolling, you're going to accidentally stumble upon a business and it's going to become big, and you're going to be going, wait, I just wanted a side gig, but here we go. We got a full-time job now. And, so create your affirmations, and those are important to repeat on a daily basis, especially when times get tough. Okay, so I want all of you to post your why. I want you to post affirmations. Somewhere you are going to read them all daily. And if you need to turn your why into a question so your brain begins to believe it, then I need you to do that too. Okay, so those are the 3 main things that are going to keep you going in time when times get tough. As I promise you, this is not all sunshine, rainbows, glitter, and unicorns, whatever you want to call it. Not at all every single day going to be an exciting job. There are going to be days that we will not like our job whatsoever. And there are going to be days, absolutely days that will outweigh the bad days in a heartbeat. Okay? All of these success stories that I hear from the day that I started sharing with people have been the reason I keep going too. Okay. They keep me going because knowing that I have changed somebody's life because I opened my mouth and I shared is life changing. Okay. And it makes you on such a high that you want to just keep going. And if you keep those things going in the positivity and the power of attraction in your life, you're going to attract a team. You're going to attract business builders if that's what you want. You're going to attract all this other stuff if you use the power of attraction. If you put it out there and you pray about it and you really believe it and basically fake it if you don't really believe it, then you will begin to see the changes. Okay, Lisa, what else do you want me to nail on the head before these guys ask questions?
Okay, you keep cutting out on the last part of this. Did you move your phone at all?
Nope.
Okay. So one of the things that we got to find out from you guys now, like we were telling one of you today, is how do you guys want to run the business? Maybe it's a good idea, Nikki, that we explain to them the ways that the business pays versus ambassador versus preferred, so they can figure out ahead of time, aside from the few things that we've asked them to do, how they want to run it before they get too far into it and then go, okay, well, wait a second, that's not what I really wanted to do. So they understand it a little bit better, because I didn't at first. I was just, oh, yay, this is fun. People are coming in, and I was just signing people up, whatever, and didn't realize that it made a difference on how the money came in, ambassador versus preferred.
Okay, so ambassadors are what's going to benefit your team more. So those of us that are above you, like Lisa and myself, ambassadors benefit us. Preferred customers benefit you with your PV and more in your pocket. They only benefit your level 1 leader above you. So your preferred customers benefit Lisa by 5%. Your ambassadors benefit Lisa and myself by $15 every single month. Okay, so depending on how you want to build your business, depends on how you're going to sign people up. I'm not going to tell you whether you sign everybody up as preferred or everybody up as ambassador, because that is based on how you want to run your business. There are some people that do strictly preferred customers and then convert them to ambassador later. There are some that go straight for ambassador. I have found in my personal growth that people want ambassador more than they want preferred, only because they get the wholesale. Especially if you let them know that, yes, you pay this $34.95 membership once a year, you're going to make that up in 2 months of savings. And if you tell them Triplex is $130 for preferred, but it's $115 every month for ambassador, they see that there's a $15 discount. Heck, if you tell them that as retail, it's $150 for a Triplex and it's $115 for an ambassador, then they're going to be like, well, there's no brainer.
Yeah, you're going to have better luck wanting people to sign on when they hear the bigger discount.
Okay, so however, though, if they are not going to order the Triplex, then ambassador is absolutely not the way to go. If they are not making 100 PV worth of order every month, then they do nothing for you and they do nothing for any of the other ones. You don't even get PV off of them, all right? So if you have somebody that just wants 2 products, just wants 1 product, you have to do them as a preferred customer, because you are going to get no dime off of their PV if they're ambassador and order under 100 PV every month. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Not a dime. So they do you no good. And so you have to base it on that. You have to watch that. What are you doing in the... There you guys go. You get to watch him.
Yeah, I've seen all sorts of things today, Nikki.
Hey, at least I'm not flashing anybody this like I did this morning.
She flashed us earlier
I
accidentally.
had no I
Like,
tell
wow.
it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we're like, wow, it's more than I wanted to see of you.
Yeah.
All right, so what if,
Keep going.
No, go
Okay.
ahead.
so
Ask.
I've had people that just say, well, I want to try it first before I sign up for Ambassador or schedule my payments and do it ongoing. How do you respond to that?
They
Okay,
do
so-
realize though that even with preferred customer, there still is the subscription, right? The only one out of the three, which we don't usually tell people about, is retail, just because it scares people away because of the price.
Yeah.
It's a lot higher. That's the first thing they see when we send people to the website. That's why it's something that we don't offer right away. It's not that we're keeping the website from anybody. It's just that if that was the first thing you saw when you went to the website, usually people want to hear the price before they hear anything else.
Yeah.
And if that's the first thing they see is the gigantic amount up there, and they haven't even heard the other options of preferred and ambassador, people aren't usually going to want to hear the rest of what you have to say. So retail is the one-time order where you can get it once. You don't have to sign up with any subscription. Some people like to hear you have control over your own subscription. We can take things away from it. We can add things to it. We can turn it off, but we suggest that you don't turn it off just for the fact that these are natural supplements. These are things that require some time in order to be able to build up into your system. Your first month usually is the time where we adjust things because we're seeing how your body reacts and balances out during the first month. So our suggestion, this is what you say to your friends, your family, whatever, we suggest to you that you at least try it for 60 to 90 days. Because those first few months are, and I forget this part, so add it in, Nikki.
So
When you
first month, do a lot of adjusting, which means because you can go by what's on the bottle, but not very many people react well if you start with just the direct dose that's on the bottle, plus it's overwhelming. So we always tell people that the first month we do a lot of adjusting. The second and third month is when you start to see your benefits more often. So what I say to them is, and you're going to find that a lot of our people agree with me on this. We just had Autumn make me a video on this, that if people are only going to try this for 1 month, they are wasting their time, their money, and your time and your money. And you can be as blunt or as gentle of that as you want, but you need to try and get a commitment of 60 to 90 days. And the only reason we say 60 is because our company is generous to give us a 60-day money-back guarantee. 90 days, your body starts to rejuvenate new cells. And it makes it so that your body is cycling through the old cells and bringing on new cells and detoxing. If your body is going to go through a true detox, it can take 6 to 12 months to truly detox your system. So obviously, the longer we are on these products, the better. But we want to try and get a 60 to 90-day commitment. And I always say, look, I said it to you guys, look, give me 60 to 90 days to be able to get your body adjusted, get your body balanced, and then after 90 days, if you still have not seen what you want to see, then you're free to make the choice. But if you don't give it 60 to 90 days, you are not going to get the benefits, and you're going to end up wasting your time and your money because you're going to stop too soon. If our Sapphire upline Autumn stopped at 60 days, she never would have seen the energy. She had absolutely no energy for the first 60 days. Okay. And she started seeing energy into the 60 to 90 days. After 4 months, she was off her thyroid medication and her adult acne started to go away. So if people stop or want to know, do I have to be on these all my life? That is going to be a decision for them, except you can tell them, as long as you Breathe. Oh, we have 10 minutes. As long as you breathe, you eat the diet you do, all that stuff, you need supplements because we don't get as good of stuff, even in organic, as we used to. Like our food is depleting in nutrients, and supplementation is super important. And we need to, continue to put this good stuff in our body and get our gut to absorb. If your gut has too much Candida yeast, you're not going to be able to absorb anything. You're not going to feel good. That's a lot of reasons why we do triplex, is because it gets that underlying yeast back to a normal level and your body can absorb. So is everybody going to have to be on the triplex for the rest of their life? Not necessarily, but a probiotic and a multivitamin, heck yeah. Like that, to me, if you can't get somebody sold on the triplex, you start them on the Probio 5 and the X Factor or X Factor Plus, and it may be a game changer for them. Okay, so getting them to be a believer in the products is super important. Noelle, did I answer your question?
Yes.
In the roundabout way.
Yes. No, that was great. That was, spot on.
Now, the other thing is if anybody asks if they have a commitment with an ambassador, we can change them back to preferred customer anytime. We fill out a cancellation form and put them back as preferred customer at any time. Okay, so if they get to the point where they're only going to do the pink drink or something like that, then we can convert them back. You can also convert preferred customers up to ambassadors at any time. But Lisa has a huge goal of getting to diamond in a year. And the only way she's going to do that is with the help of the entire team. It's going to take 2 people to get her to the top that are sellers that can grow their own business. So if you can get people to sign up as ambassadors, that's going to benefit the big team goal we've got going on. But again, this is your own business. So if that's not the direction you want to go and you want to start them as preferred customers, then we're going to respect that. We're going to link arms with you, and we're going to keep going with you because that is helping us. And then later on, we can convert them. But just so you know where Lisa is sitting right now, this is her big goal. And the whole team needs to know that because it's going to take a huge team effort to get her there. She is not going to get to the top, and neither am I, by ourselves. Because you can get to only certain ranks by yourself, and then it's an entire team effort to get there. Okay, and I'm not saying everybody has to run a business. Everybody has to sign up ambassadors. I'm just saying that if those of you that want to link arms and run, ambassadors are the way to go. Okay, next question, because we're going to be shutting the Zoom off real quick and have to start another one.
Which is fine.
Totally.
That's just what happens with the freebies.
I haven't paid $14.95 a month yet to get this Zoom unlimited. So we get do multiple Zooms at a time.
Do you have any questions, Deborah?
No, not right now. Did the voice, can you not hear me?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. Deborah, I have something that I wanted to tell you earlier. Okay. You are sitting in the same spot I was when I very first started. Okay. Jen had to give me nice, lovely little talks a lot and tell me, you can do this. Like, you've got this. And I was like, I'm scared. I don't want to do this. I don't want to post on Facebook. I don't want to put it out there. And I'm really glad I listened. Did I move very fast? No way. And it was okay at the time. I was okay with that. But I'll tell you what, the very first person that you get to come back to you with a testimony that says that you made a difference in their life and you've changed their life one way or the other, whether it was their child's life, their husband's life, their life, somebody in their family's life, your whole attitude and whole countenance changes, and you begin to believe that you can do it. And I wasn't a runner at the beginning. Okay. This speed that we are going right now is completely new to me, but this is what I've wanted for a long time, but I couldn't do it on my own. Okay. I had all these people that just wanted the products, and those guys are great. They're fabulous because they keep your points coming in, but you're not going to different ranks by moving slow. But everybody has their own pace, and I'm not saying hit the ground running and work 20 hours a day. I'm not saying that, okay? But I was sitting in that place at the beginning, and I was very intimidated. And you think that I'm an outgoing and I am like this person that can talk all day and all night about this. At the beginning, I knew nothing. I knew nothing. And my line didn't really know anything, and she was not in the same state as me. So she couldn't be as helpful to me as I'm trying to be to you guys. And I wish I had somebody sitting right next to me. I wish I had somebody as available as Lisa has had with me, or that you guys have had with Lisa, because it's so much easier. And if you don't believe in yourself, use somebody else's belief in you. I didn't believe in myself in the beginning, but I believed that Jen believed in me. And so I did what I was told because Jen believed I could do this. And eventually I began to believe it too. So not everybody's going to jump in and get their entire body wet and sink to the bottom and get the temperature out of the way. Most people are going to stick their toes in and wonder what in the world they're doing because it's ice cold in that pool, and I don't want to climb in there. And you slowly get in the pool and up to your knees, and you stand there for a while, and then you get up to your waist and you stand there for a while. Okay, so that's the majority of people. Very seldom you find people that jump all in, sink to the bottom, get the coldness out of the way, and off they go. Okay, Lisa is a very rare breed. Okay, we all knew that. It's very rare in this company, except
And
right.
don't you say it's because of my story.
No.
It's not my story.
No,
it
it has nothing to do with her story. Okay,
Yep.
This is just Lisa's determination. This is her personality, and everybody has a story. And if you don't feel like you have a story, heck, use Lisa's, use mine, use somebody's in the company, because somebody's going to relate to somebody. All right, even if those people don't relate to your story, they're going to relate to somebody's story, and you just have to have the determination. So now that I just pointed fingers, I'm really sorry, but I wanted to tell you that earlier when we were on the phone, but Lisa wouldn't let me talk to you. Rude.
I needed all the attention.
She was being selfish.
Thank
Sometimes it's not necessarily like you're saying, Nikki, about the story. It's about how you come across to people. You come across, like, this is for anybody, okay? I'm not directing it towards anybody. If we come across as, like Nikki was saying, the power of attraction, if we come across with someone feeling like, oh, I'm kind of unsure, and like in probably my first live post that I did, I was at first just kind of like, what am I even doing? Like, how do I go about this? People are going to see that versus I come across to people and I'm like, hey, I'm super excited about this. This is something
what's wrong?
is important to me. It's something that I've always wanted to help people, and now I have the opportunity to do so.
Okay,
and-
you're supposed to be getting the shower, right?
And then, if we want to share a story later that helps draw people in more because it's personable, it's genuine. But a big thing of it is just, it's your excitement towards it. If you don't have excitement towards it, people are going to be able to feel that, hear that, and see that. You put your posts on Facebook. If you're not excited or really believing what you're putting out there, people are going to see that in your posts. They're going to know that you're really not a believer of what you're talking about. At our sip and sees, they may see that I'm scared, and that's okay. But if they see the part of me that's like not enjoying myself, or that